We're back with breaking updates coming in. U.S. and Ukraine officials will meet next week to discuss the peace plans. Zelensky, post the EU Council meeting, has confirmed. So this comes after the embarrassing meltdown that had taken place at the Oval Office, the visuals of which are on your screens. On the 28th of February is when Zelensky had visited the Oval Office, but it ended up on a very acrimonious note, after which Zelensky headed to London, where there was a meeting with the European leaders as well as the Canadian Prime Minister. But now, in the latest details coming in of U.S. and Ukraine officials meeting next week to discuss a peace plan. In fact, the United States had made it clear that Zelensky can return to the White House when he wants peace, with President Trump saying that at the moment it doesn't look like Zelensky was prioritizing peace for the region. And now there's a big diplomatic push that has come in for Ukraine, with the U.S. and Ukrainian officials all set to meet next week to discuss the peace plans. My colleague Rishabh is joining us on the broadcast with the details. Rishabh, this is a big development. The U.S. and Ukraine officials are all set to meet up. Any details coming in of what are the plans that could be charted out, especially considering the acrimony among the both sides after that Oval House meeting?
Well, Pratibha, what we're given to understand that the track two discussions between U.S. and Ukraine will begin in Saudi Arabia. Remember, Riyadh is the place where a delegation from the United States, led by the Vice President himself, J.D. Vance, and a senior official delegation from Russia met last month and discussed the further peace process. Now, given the war of words, or the face of, for that matter, that we saw in Oval Office last week, the way Ukraine and U.S. has responded is that a track two dialogue is what we are given to understand will begin in Riyadh this week, and this is what the President Zelensky of Ukraine have stated. Further details are yet to be known. Who the negotiators would be is still not clear. What we are given to understand that it would be led by NSA and not Vice President like it did for Russia, given that Ukraine has in last 1 week actually blamed J.D. Vance for what happened in Oval Office.
Okay, all right. Well, Rishabh, thank you for joining us with those details. A lot of discussions have taken place at the Oval Office, after which it looked at the relationship between the U.S. and Ukraine had worsened. But now there is peace on the agenda again, as the meeting is all set to take place next week.